Thanks for checking out today's video. Today I'm going to be testing the quarter mile time on my FL5. Very basic mods. I've got like a mediocre quarter intake. I do have a catless downpipe and a variable stage 2 tune on 93 octane. That's all I have for mods. Just in case I do get questions on my wheel setup. They are Advent GTs. They are 19 by 9.5 with factory Michelin tires, two 65/30 19s. It's just a factory tire setup. It's a low mileage car, so I'm just wearing them out until I need new tires, and then I'm gonna go with Yokohama's. Other than that, I just have the Voltex wing, just wheels and wing for now, and the bolt-ons. Do a little walk around. I made a heat shield for my downpipe. It's like dimpled stainless steel, just to kind of keep the temps down. I have this kind of mediocre K&N intake. There's better options out here, but long story short, I had an Amazon gift card, and at the time of this video, this might be the only intake system you can get on Amazon at the moment. So I just, it was kind of like free, right? Like I said, I just so happened to have an Amazon gift card, and bam, it covered the intake. Let's see here. Like I said, Voltex wing, and I get a lot of hate for these stickers. A lot of people think they're tacky, the Type R decals. I did put them too high. I should have put them down here, because I'm kind of like a 90s kid, and for me it's just like a tribute to the OG type, like Integra Type R's. They had that badging there. Ultimately I would love to have like a 90s Type R Integra or even a hatch, but I just kind of like paying tribute to the 90s Type R's. A lot of people make fun of that decal, but it is what it is. I will admit I should have placed it lower. It looks kind of odd being so high like that, but man, what are you gonna do? All right, so I almost have to do like a little disclosure. A lot of people, I don't want to be rude, but it's like people don't have common sense, and this isn't like a car and driver test. I'm not a professional driver. This isn't a closed course. It's not a prep surface. At this point, it sounds like excuses, but people don't realize that it's really hard to get these times companies advertise, like on Car and Driver or whatever magazine or article. That's not real life. There's so many factors that come into what a car can run in the quarter mile: elevation, temperature, heat soak, the tires. I can go on and on things that affect the times, and this is not going to be the perfect scenario on getting this time here. But I did look up something comparable. I found a stock L5, and he was able to do a 14.25. These cars are advertised at a 13.5 at 106. That's not going to happen. Like I said, this is not a drag strip. I'm not even going to say where I'm at. I'm just going to say I'm in Mexico. But let the haters hate. Go ahead and comment below. Tell me how slow and shitty my car is. It's all good. So right now all I'm doing is letting the heat soak die down. IATs are high. It is on the stock intercooler. And I'm just letting the sun kind of go down. I'm going to let it get dark, and then we're going to find a back road. Not even a back road. Just going to find a road in Mexico, right? And let it rip. Might make 2 passes. See what I can do with intake, downpipe, tune. What are your predictions? I'm gonna say like a 13.8 at like 103 is my prediction. If I'm in the 13s at all, you know what? I'll be happy. Screw it. So let's see what it does. Let me know, what do you think it's gonna do, and what it actually ran. Tell me what you think. If it was faster or slower, what it should have ran. Like I said, there's a lot of variables, right? So, all right, I'm gonna go chill, let the sun go down, let the temps come down, and go get it. So I am using the Dragy to record the data and elapsed times and all that, and I kind of learned there's not much metal to stick this magnet to, so I'm having to kind of come up with something to keep it steady, and this has some weight to it, so I think that'll do. But yeah, I'm just here kind of chilling. Waiting for that sun to go down. Right now it's about to go under that the building, the kind of the skyline over there. Just, you know, more the temps go down, the better. Having the stock intercooler really hurts. So that is probably the next mod I'm going to do is either PRL or even the Wagner intercooler, because heat soak is a big issue on the FL5s. Let me tell you, like once you do 1 or 2 hits, it's heat soaked. You can actually feel the timing being pulled and the car kind of fall on its face. So those IATs are no joke. If you want consistent, reliable power, you got to have an intercooler, or else you're like me, sitting on the side of the road, letting your temps kind of come down. Ideally, I'd like for them to be at least 120 or below. I've noticed once they're in the 130s, that's when timing starts to get pulled, and that's no good for power. All right, let's get it, boys. I got the GoPro. Let's do pass number 1. Okay, let's take a look. 13.66 at 108. That's a lot quicker than I was expecting. So first gear, I don't know if you could tell in the video, but it did fall on its face. Some sort of traction control kicked in, and it just kind of bogged out. So this second time around, I'm going to completely disable traction control. So hopefully we don't get that bog in first gear. And then I'm not going to push my luck anymore here in Mexico. After the second run, I'm going to get the best of these 2 runs and basically call it what it is. So this first one, 13.66 at 108 on a non-prepped, non-professional driver. It's hot as hell out here. You know, it sounds like excuses, but it is what it is. Anyways, let's get this thing cooled back down. My IATs right now are 141. Not good for any sort of good times. Yeah, let's try again. This is fun. I just realized I had all the oh, shut up. I just realized I had all the windows down on the last pass. I don't know if that wind resistance actually hurt any, but it cannot hurt to have the windows up. So let's try it again with the windows up on the second time around. Good shit, bro. So even with the traction turned off, it was still bogging out. I'm just gonna call it 13.66 at 108 was the time I was able to crack off. And while I was in the middle of trying to attempt like an actual second and third good go around, I ran into a group of cars. One of them was a Lexus ISF, and I couldn't have planned this. Talk about like your motor trend perfect scenario, quarter mile an hour versus like actual real world. So that ISF not only was it modified, but motor trend claims a 12.7 at 112 miles an hour, 12.7 at 112. This car cracked off a 13.6 at 108, but I was walking away from that ISF that is supposed to run a 12.7. So just don't take these numbers so seriously. Really what I use the Dragy app is just for like a comparison of before and after. I know what I've ran before in certain situations, and if I do a mod or something, I can do it again and see what it runs. So it's a good tuning tool. But yeah, comment below what you think, man. That was pretty crazy. See you in the next video. Later.